What's up, mother truckers? Welcome to the Truckin Tales, brought to you by the Fittest trucker. Today we're doing the first video on this channel, and I want to talk to you about what this channel is going to be about and topics that are going to be in today's video. So, first things first, I want to introduce myself properly. Who is the Fittest trucker? How I got into trucking? What did trucking do for me? How I was able to buy my dream car, aka a Ferrari, a Rolex, and a couple of other toys, thanks to trucking. My educational background, I have a bachelor's and a master's degree, decisions I made to lead into this industry, and why I'm never ever going to leave trucking, and why I think trucking is really important. That leads me on to the next topic, which is going to be things I'm going to cover on this channel. So I want to talk about everything that you can expect to see from me. I want to get some expectations right, things I want to cover, things I think will be interesting to you, and of course, I want to start asking you guys what you want to see on this channel. On top of that, mother truckers, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alrighty, mother truckers, so who is the Fittest trucker? The story starts back in Montenegro, a tiny country in the Balkan area, back in December 8, 1999, which is when I was born. To cut this story short, because it's going to be about trucking, I played basketball my entire life. I came to America about 9 years ago, went to two colleges, went to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, played for Coastal Carolina University. That's where I got my bachelor's. After that, moving forward, I went to Phoenix, Arizona, played for Grand Canyon University and coached Dan Marley, some of you might have heard of him, and got my master's degree there. So, why trucking? When the pandemic started back in 2019, I switched jobs. I went from being a district manager at ADP to a commercial insurance salesman at a company called Brown & Brown. I recently took that position once the pandemic hit. They laid off the whole department. Guess what? I was a newbie. I got laid off. So I went from making six figures, very comfortable job, to no money. After a couple of months, I called a buddy of mine in Chicago because I was running out of funds. I was running out of money. And I'm like, hey, bud, I need some help. Can you borrow me? Can you lend me some money and I'll pay you back whenever I get a job? That's how he started talking about trucking. He owned a trucking company. He suggested at some point in our conversation, hey, you should just start trucking. I'm like, dude, I have a master's and a bachelor's degree. Why in the world would I consider trucking? And he goes, well, I have a truck. That's a big blue for those of you who follow me on social media. That was hit. That's sitting on my lot. It's pretty good shape. I have the full maintenance history. If you buy that truck, I'll sell it to you for a good price. Buy your own trailer. You can make the X amount of money a year. He sent me a couple of statements from his owners, operators. And after I saw the funds he's talking about, it was like the Wolf of Wall Street. I pretty much got my CDL in Phoenix, Arizona in a week. There's a school in there that I'll talk about later. Flew to Chicago, trained with him for a month, and then I was on my own in trucking. So unlike most truckers, I started off right away as an owner-operator with my own equipment. Now for a little bit, I was leased onto his company. Then I switched, because he sold into his entire company, I switched to a couple of other people until I got fed up with all the schemes and the shady business going in trucking, which I'm going to talk about in this channel. And then I decided to start my own venture under my own MC number, and that leads us to here today. Now, what trucking allowed me to do is a couple of things. First things first, I will never, ever go back to working for somebody else, because trucking allowed me to realize that being a business owner, being in control of what you do, is much more lucrative and profitable than I could ever have working for somebody else. Now, the thing with trucking is the amount of money you can make is ridiculous. So I was able to grow my fleet up to 11 trucks right before the market took a crash in December or so, 2021. I sold all my other trucks, and now I'm back to this bad boy. But I was able to buy multiple cars, Ferrari included. My Ferrari 458, that's a beauty. Sold it though to use the market to my advantage, but that's just one of the things you can do with trucking. Mind you, that's 2 years in business. I had 11 trucks, a Ferrari, a Rolex, a couple of other toys that I just bought because I didn't know what to do, $20,000 worth of video equipment, which is kind of why I'm starting this channel. But why am I telling you all of this? Because trucking, a lot of people can do it. It is hard work, but it is very rewarding, mother truckers. So that's kind of who I am and how I got into trucking, and kind of a fast story moving forward to get us to today. But let me tell you what else you can expect to see on this channel. Let me cover that up. Stay tuned. The Truckin Tales has been started because I've seen a lot of BS, a lot of nonsense going on social media, YouTube, all over the place about trucking industry. And on top of that, I see a lot of these people charging money, having these schemes or programs or whatever you want to call it, to tell people how to start their own company, how to do things in trucking and blah, blah, blah. I was taught all this stuff for free, and I want to continue sharing this information with everyone online. So anyone that wants to start their own company can do that. Watch my videos. I to begin with. Want to start with A to Z guide on how to A, enter trucking, B, start your own company and start your trucking company, and C, grow it, maintain it, and how to try to get it to where you don't have to drive and you can run your company. Now, I know some of you guys don't want to be owner operators, don't want to start your own companies. So that portion A I talked about, just being a truck driver, how to get your CDL, things you are required to have, it's going to be sufficient. But for a lot of us out there, there's a lot of unknowns. I've experienced it on my own skin. I have 3 years of experience from going straight into trucking as an owner-operator, owning my own equipment. I've learned hard lessons that cost me a lot of money. I'm going to talk about mechanics, about things you should do about when buying a truck, when looking at a truck, things you should do in a company. Like, for example, what things you should consider before taking a job with a company, things you should look, things to be aware of. I want to cover pretty much everything trucking related as far as jobs, company ownership, owner-operators go. Next thing I want to talk about is the freight, how to book your own loads, how to do dispatch by yourself, safety, how to control your safety scores, safety ratings, pretty much anything you think about trucking related, running the business, running the operations, I'm going to cover it. Next thing I want to cover on this channel is trucking industry in general. And by that, I mean hot topics in the trucking today. I want to keep you guys up to date on what's happening in trucking, the trends I see, and I hope you guys will share in the comments below things you see, things you share, or things you want me to talk about on this channel. But I really don't want to keep this video too long, Mother Truckers. This is just a brief introduction. I'm going to cover most of these topics in depth in the videos moving forward. I'm going to try to post a video a week with trucking, running my own company. It's very hard to find some time, but I will do my best. Mother Truckers, I appreciate you tuning in. If you want to stay in tune with trucking, if you want to stay in tune with a Fittest trucker, subscribe to this channel, The Truckin Tales. Besides that, appreciate you guys for watching, and peace out.